Woo! What's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. We got our friend here, Nathan, and I wanted to do something a little bit different. So we are finally back from Arkansas. I had an amazing time out there. Thank you to all those that made it so special. On top of that, we ended it with such a strong week, overall strong note. On Friday, I had an amazing day. Over $3,300 profit. If you guys didn't watch that video, I recap my trades every single day, Monday through Friday, and I'd love for you to check it out if you haven't done so already. Today, we did things a little bit different. Natural gas saw so much activity during the pre-market session that I don't know if I'm the only one, but I really saw things beginning to slow down right after the market opened. I didn't trade, and I'm going to show you where I bought, where I sold. I made a couple of mistakes on my first two trades, but I wanted to explain to Nathan exactly why I took a position, and I hope that by watching this video, you could almost, pretend to be Nathan and kind of see how I'm explaining to him on why I took a position, why I locked in profits, and also why I decided to cut losses on my first trade. If you're part of the Learn Plan Profit group, you would have seen it happen, and I think that's the best part of what it is that we do, right? It's not always just about making a profit, but it's doing our part as day traders to do our part when it comes down to managing risk. Loss is 100% inevitable in this market, and we've talked about that multiple times, right? It is our job as day traders to manage it. So I'm going to start sharing my screen, and Nathan, if you guys haven't seen him, I've reposted him on Instagram a couple of times. He's also a Learn Plan Profit member, and you got started a couple months ago, right? Mm-hmm. What would you say would be, if there's one stock, one ETF, or one focus that you have the most, what do you tend to trade the most? Is there one that you think that you always kind of go back to? No, not really?
Not really.
As of right now, what have you seen that you've been paying a little bit more attention to?
Probably still this. Probably still ETFs like DGAS, UGAS, that type of stuff.
Okay, sounds good. So we already did a quick little recap, and I'm sure, you being a part of the group, you have a very clear understanding of why I took a position. But I want to do a quick little explanation, especially on natural gas. So once it loads, this was the push. So the market opened here in Arizona at 7:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time now due to daylight savings. And you guys could see that from 6 to 7 o'clock, we saw a huge push. And it was literally for about 2 hours that we just saw a lot of consolidation. And it wasn't until around 11:30 to 12 o'clock that we began to see natural gas actually begin to make lower lows. And now we're trading below the SMA line, and now we're trading below the middle VWAP. Why is that significant? Well, natural gas was showing signs of an uptrend, and because it became so overbought, and this is something that I emphasize within the Learn Plan Profit live stream, it's that natural gas doesn't have to pull back. Nothing has to happen, right? But it's so overbought based off of where it was trading that it wouldn't be much of a surprise that once it does break below the SMA line, which is the simple moving average, and once it begins to show indications of a sell-off, that it does have a lot of margin to give back. And that's why I was paying so much attention to DGAS. So I just wanted to explain that, right? So that's why my focus was on DGAS. I actually did take a trade on UGAS, and I lost $5. So I felt like I was doing a very good job, and if you're part of the Learn Plan Profit, if you guys could let me know how I was doing. I was watching two things. I was watching my position size, and I just wanted to do my part in keeping my losses small for my first couple of trades. If I, was going to make a profit, it wasn't going to be anything crazy on my first couple of trades, and this is exactly what happened. So I can talk about my trade on UGAS, but let's be honest, I only lost $5. I made a majority of my money on DGAS, and this was $676. End of the day at $671. All positions closed. Just so you guys could see, I took my first order at 8:03 a.m. and my last order, my sell, at 12:25. So all day trades just like we do every single day. And again, when did I really begin to make money? It's when natural gas actually began to break below the SMA line and make lower lows. So I have three main focuses. I always, again, like to focus on direction. I like that to be super clear. We didn't really get that, and again, I made a couple of mistakes. The second thing that I like to focus on is making sure that there's some form of pattern. So if it's lower lows, lower highs, a downward staircase pattern, something that I can follow so I understand where to enter and where to exit. And the last thing is the opportunity cost. Because natural gas was so overbought, it had a lot of margin to potentially give back. And that possibility was there, that potential was there. And that's exactly why I began to focus on DGAS. And looking at it a little bit closer, I'm actually going to go ahead and click the show trades just so you guys can see exactly where I bought and where I sold. So this was my first mistake. This is where I got in on DGAS, ended up having to cut losses quickly here. And then again, took another position here and ended up locking in profits here. And I actually didn't make too much. I think I was up $200. And then one of the things I began to notice is, again, DGAS was beginning to show signs of a descending pattern. I was watching my position size, and then once it began to indicate signs of an uptrend, I added more to my position size, therefore later selling at 155.40 with an overall highs of 157. And again, that's it. My main focus throughout this entire like breakdown is I really did not benefit from even like these first 3 day trades were honestly not the best. The reason I enjoyed, or my first 2 day trades, the reason that I enjoyed this last day trade a little bit more, and I think that we can both agree, is that when you do really allow an opportunity to present itself, when you do really allow the direction to be a little bit more clear, and then you begin to take a position, and the position size is something that's decent, that you can manage, nothing too aggressive, and maybe nothing too light, it's so much more enjoyable when things begin to go, again, according to plan, and you simply go with the flow. I could say that even if I would have ended the day at, if we can take back $200, and I think it was $219 on my first 2 trades that I made, even if I can give that back, and only on my last trade that I took here, and I made $400 and whatever dollars to end at 671, I would have so much have rather just taken that one position, because at least in my experience, and I wanted to ask you, in my experience, I find it just so much more enjoyable to have a clear direction, have a clear pattern, and I can slowly add more to my position size where I'm not worried about buying at the lowest price point, nothing like that. All I'm focused on is ensuring that the direction is in my favor, and I don't begin to second guess myself, nothing like that. It's just so much more fluid, it's more enjoyable, and when it comes down to locking profits, even if I didn't make a ton of money, just because it's so much more enjoyable, I'm more willing, right? Because we say that trading has a lot to do with emotions, right? It's so much easier to manage your emotions when you're cool, calm, and collected. So is there any trades that you've taken, and I'm putting you on the spot right now, Nate, so any trades that you feel like you've taken that really began to like, show a lot about yourself? So has there been any trades that you've taken that have really began to go south? Or is there trades that you've taken that really, you allowed that direction, or you allowed that opportunity to present itself, and it just was so much more enjoyable?
Oh yeah, the whole last week was like literally like that, and it was give and take, obviously. So I was making a lot and then losing a lot because I was over trading probably at the same time. So yeah. But
what do you find yourself, especially for last week, what do you see yourself trading a little bit more of?
Just lower cap stocks, honestly. I'm not trading as much like DGAS because obviously it's a higher price. So,
yeah.
If you guys is doing well, then probably you guys and crude oil too, because it was just like the price.
Yeah. I like that. Okay, so yeah, that's been my again biggest focus even throughout the time that I was there in Arkansas. Trying to work towards or hitting my daily goal. My biggest focus has been nonstop, and this is just in my opinion. When I do allow there to be a clear direction, it's so much easier to know what to do and what not to do. On natural gas, when we got so much consolidation right here and there's a very unclear direction, you begin to second guess yourself. Again, you begin to kind of psych yourself out of, should I cut losses here or should I just close out my position? When there's a clear direction, when there's a clear pattern, and when there's a clear opportunity, it's kind of just go, 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 right? You lock it in, you walk away, and then you're pumped to do it again the next day. So that's been my biggest focus, and I just wanted to do things a little bit different today. So again, overall recap, $671 profit. First order at 8:03 a.m. and last order at 12:25 p.m. here in Arizona. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, feel free to drop a thumbs up. Again, don't forget to join our free Facebook group. That's going to be that first link down below. And you heard me talk about them in this video. It's the only group that gets to watch me trade live every single day. So if you like what you see on YouTube and you would like to work with me closer, again, it's just an option. It's the second link down below. You can watch me trade live literally every single day, Monday through Friday. So if you guys want to join the Learn Plan Profit team and learn a little bit more about what it has to offer, click that second link down below and see if we're a good fit for you. But like always, guys, again, really excited and pumped to have started the week off of on a green note. Let's do our part to stay patient and lock in those profits. Like always, guys, let's make sure that we end the week on a green note. Take it easy, team.